Hey guys, Winch here, bringing you some high-definition video recording of Battlefield 3 multiplayer gameplay on the PlayStation 3. Yes, this console. If you're a PC guy, stop talking trash. I'm so sick of the comments about the PC guys. Oh, your console, you're noob. Oh my god. Anyway, enjoy it while it lasts, guys. Watch my video about why I think this is going to be the last game you'll see on the PC. Battlefield 3, that is. You're not going to be around much longer. The consoles are the way of the future, so... Anyway, this video is about the helicopter, which is the most important vehicle in the game, by far none. So this video is to give you some commentary about how to use the helicopter and how to use it effectively and how it can really change the course of the game. I'm the gunner here in this position. Of course, there's two positions in the helicopter: a gunner and, of course, the main pilot. The pilots I've had in this match were so-so. We crashed, I think, once or twice, and you know, I'm typically a little better pilot than most. But the first thing I want to say, guys, is do not get in the helicopter or the airplane if you're a noob. All right, and it goes out to all you noobs out there, because it really drives me nuts when the match starts off and you just get the noobs running into the vehicle and they don't know what the hell they're doing and they crash it instantly and we get our ass handed to us. The vehicles are so important in this game. You cannot afford to not use them effectively. You know, vehicles are everything in this game, especially in game modes like Conquest. The tanks, the airplane, the helicopter, all very vital to your team's success. And I cannot stress enough, if you're a noob, you know, it's one thing if you're winning the match and nobody's in the vehicle. Okay, get over there and get some time and try to learn how to fly the thing, because that's the only way you're going to learn. But do not start off the match trying to run in there. Don't spawn camp the vehicles, waiting for them to, you know, respawn so you can get in it before anybody else. Stick with the people that communicate to you and are actually utilizing the vehicle effectively. Let them run that vehicle. Now, if you want to be a gunner, that's fine. You can hop in my gunner seat and you can be a gunner. You know, I don't really need you in there. I would rather have somebody that knows what they're doing, because I'm a hell of a good gunner in this thing, and that makes a huge difference. But, you know, I'd rather you be the gunner than the pilot, because you're going to crash. It's not easy to fly this helicopter. It took me a lot of time to kind of get it down. I still screw up. There's stuff you can hit, trees, there's antennas. It's really easy to crash this thing if you know what you're doing. And I can't really give any tips on how to fly it, other than just practice. But again, be respectful of the other players, because chances are they know how to fly it and they're good at it. And there's nothing worse than going up against a guy that knows how to use a good helicopter or knows how to use a jet, because I mean that will just ruin your match. I mean they will just mop the floor with you if they know what they're doing. So, again, stay out of the vehicles. I can't emphasize that enough. Now that I've beat that to death, I'll talk a little about the helicopter and its advantages. By far, I think it's the best vehicle because it gets down in the nitty-gritty battle. You know, it can kill everything. It can kill troops, it can kill tanks, it can kill jets. Your biggest threat in the helicopter is the other team's helicopter, as you see here in this footage. The first thing you want to do is just try to shoot it down. Of course, I'm the gunner in this case, and fortunately for us, I actually have the flares equipped on this helicopter, so I can actually deter one set of air missiles that are coming at us, which, you know, gives us an advantage here. And as a gunner, of course, you're really good at shooting down helicopters, and I can just eat helicopters all day long as a gunner. Unfortunately, my pilot does not have flares equipped. And that's the first thing I'll say to you if you're planning on running the helicopter, is obviously equip flares. If you're not gonna last 5 minutes in this game if you don't have flares equipped on any vehicle in the air. That's just a common sense thing, but I see it all the time. I even saw it in this match. You know, I finally unlocked the thermal scope here for the gunner, which you'll see later in the match. And unfortunately, when you use that perk, you give up the flares as a gunner, and that pretty much just made us a dead duck, because my stupid pilot was a noob and he didn't have flares unlocked. So if you're being the pilot, you always will have to have flares equipped. Same thing with the jet. The other thing we can say, it's basic here, is you want to be an engineer. That way you can hop out of the helicopter and repair it if you get hit with a missile and you need to repair yourself. If you get below 50% health, your helicopter or your jet will no longer repair itself, and you will have to get down to get some repairs, or else it's just going to gradually destroy itself. The vehicle will tear itself apart. So if you get below 50% health, you got to put it down somewhere and get repaired. So obviously you wouldn't be an engineer for that case. It's another new mistake I see all the time. I always see recons, recon class in the helicopter, or support class or assault class. Only engineers should be in vehicles, obviously, because they can repair them. Anyway, this common sense stuff, guys. As a gunner here, I actually prefer being the gunner than the pilot, because I am really good. I can do a lot of damage, and you'll see this later in the match. I get like a 10 kill streak with this thing. I mean, we changed the tide of the match. I mean, we're initially not really winning this match, or it's kind of even, and it kind of goes the other way in the match, and it looks like we're not going to win it, but we stay in the helicopter. I fortunately get to stay in it, and I think we turned the tide of the match in our favor with the helicopter. It's that important. This vehicle can really turn the tide in your favor, more than anything. Strictly because look how low we can get. As a gunner, I can get down here, I can see enemies, I can see anything running around here. We're kind of in cover away from the jets. The jets, I'm just not a big fan of the jets so far. I mean, yeah, I enjoy flying it and it's fun, but in terms of the effectiveness of the jet, I think it's strictly just for taking out other jets. I mean, they can be a nuisance to helicopters, but they really don't bother me that much, especially on this map, Caspian Border, because I can get down here in the trees. The jet's just not going to see me flying around at 400 knots. I mean, they don't have enough time on that sweep, in the few brief seconds, and usually teammates aren't doing a good enough job of spotting everything like helicopters. So, as you can see, I unlock the thermal optics here. I'll show you what that does here in a second. Very important. But the jets just don't bother me that much when I'm in a helicopter, and I can take out jets too if they are giving me a nuisance to me. I'll just switch to my anti-air missiles, and I'll take them out with some air-to-air missiles real quick, and they usually stop bothering me after that. But I don't go after jets in the helicopter, and that's another new mistake I see all the time. Forget about the goddamn jets. Okay, if you're in the helicopter, your priority is tanks, your priority is infantry, and basically surveying the battlescape, spotting everything you can, especially if you're a gunner. I'm constantly hitting select all of the time, trying to spot anything I can. All the time. If you're a gunner, that's your primary responsibility, is spotting stuff for the pilot. So, again, if you're in the helicopter, forget about the damn jets. That's not your priority. Let the jets handle the jets, because that's about all they're good for. With the exception of taking out some ground vehicles. So you can do that with guided missiles and stuff like that. Okay, so back to the gunner here. As you can see, I keep taking out this tank. That's another thing you'll see a lot of times as a gunner. You'll take a tank out, and then the engineer's going to hop out and try to repair the tank. Well, a lot of times I can take out the engineer when he's trying to repair that tank, but sometimes, if you don't, he'll just repair it, and you'll come back around, you'll take it out again. You'll disable it, and you'll get another 100 points. So you can get a lot of points in the helicopter. And you can see here we got damage. We're trying to set it down to repair, but the pilot put it down too hard. You got to set it down gentle so you can hop out and repair that. So now I just unlocked the thermal sights, and I got guided missiles also unlocked here, so I can lock onto that tank I was trying to take out earlier, fire a guided missile at it, switch back to my autocannon, and finish it off. That's a good combination when to run as a gunner here. And also with the thermal scope, it doesn't slew, it doesn't move as quickly as your normal vision does, your normal camera. So you want to switch back and forth between the thermal vision like this and then back to the standard vision like that. That way you can move the map quicker. But look how quick I can pick up these enemies running. Spot them, take them out with the cannon. See them so much easier with the thermal scope. It's awesome. Really effective. I mean, I don't know how many enemies I took out on this match. Just guys running around, but I never saw these guys before without this thermal vision. I mean, this is so important as a gunner. And I mean, you get a gunner with this and a guy that knows how to fly a helicopter, I don't see how you can lose a match. I really don't. But again, it's probably just going to be the noobs trying to take your helicopter away from you, and you probably will lose a match then. But running the map like this, in this configuration, man, we are just dominating this gameplay. And this is when we really start changing the tide of the battle in our favor. take these guys out. I think one guided missile hit to a tank pretty much disables it, and then if you can switch quickly back to your Gatling gun, you can finish off the tank. Now you see here we got locked on by a missile, and by some miracle, I don't know how we didn't get shot down by it, but the pilot here does not have flares on. But if you're getting locked on, and I don't know if you noticed earlier, I should have mentioned it then, the first thing you don't want to do is deploy your flares as soon as you get a missile locked on you. You want to listen for the second tone. There's two separate tones, one that says that you're locked on, and then the other tone that sounds like a higher pitched chirping. That indicates an actual missile launch, and that's when you want to deploy your flares, when you hear that second tone. Because a lot of guys will just lock on you with the Stinger or whatever, wait for you to deploy your flares, lock on you again while they're reloading, and then they'll shoot you down with one missile. You know, that's a classic mistake too, and you want to be careful again not to deploy your flares too quickly. Strafing the team here, left and right, switching between optics, spotting whatever we can. This is how you want to run the helicopter. And you can even get spot points in the helicopter gunner. See, that's just great. You don't even have to be a gunner. As a pilot, you can spot things too. But particularly if you're the gunner, you really want to spot things for your pilot because he can't see what you're looking at exactly. So if you spot something, you can pick up something a lot easier. You gotta have good vision with this, be able to pick out things that are abnormal. You know, kind of have an idea where teammates, or the enemy that is, likes to camp around the objective points. You know, you can see a lot of stuff if you know where to look, and that's just the most important thing I can stress about the helicopter. Just keep your eyes looking all around, know where to look, know what is abnormal. You know, it kind of gives you an indication. Then if you can zoom in on that spot or focus on that, then you'll be fine. Yeah, look at that. I mean, just one Stinger shot. I'm just like, really? You don't have flares equipped? I think I was chewing out that pilot. Like, really? Why are you a pilot, you know, without flares? So you can see here the match not looking good. They got all three out of 4 positions here. I'm like, great, we're gonna lose this match, but somehow we get in the helicopter here again, and I'm just picking off these guys left and right. I don't even have to spot them sometimes. I can just see them with that thermal scope, throw a few cannon shells at them here, and just kill them left and right. I mean, so many points that way. Spotting guys. Switching to my ground radar. Again, the pilot's just not doing a good job here. He should have air radar on. That's the other piece of equipment you want to have as a pilot. You got to have air radar so you can see everything in the air and the ground, and you got to have flares and air-to-air missiles. I would say those are the 3 things as a pilot you're going to want to have as a gunner. I'm going to have to say is thermal vision like this, and probably the guided missiles as well. And some other perk, I really don't care what that would be, but those would be the 2 most critical ones. So again, if you're a noob, you're not gonna have any of that unlocked. You know, you gotta again, it takes time to get all that stuff. Here we're in a head-to-head battle with the chopper. And again, as a gunner, it's real important you take out the chopper because you know your pilot can't really do it with rockets. I mean, it's not that effective, but with the auto cannon, you can take it out. So you can see I've made quick work of that helicopter. Now, again, this is a bad mistake what this pilot's doing. You see how high we are? That's just dead meat for a jet to come by and strafe us. Normally, if you're that high, anybody that's not a noob will take you out in a second in the jet. So, helicopter, do never go up high. Always stay close to the ground, use that ground cover to cover you, and try to stay out of sight, keep a low profile, because you're going to be jet bait up there in the air. I don't know how that guy right there on the seat lived through 2 barrages of cannon shell, but I think I'll finally eventually get him here at some point. There he is. This is amazing to me how those guys can live through that sometimes. Switching between optics again, look how quickly you pick up guys. It's just gotta have that perk unlocked. It makes it so much easier. Let's see that guy off to my right there. But this weapon's a game changer. I think initially I was kind of critical of vehicles, thinking they're not that effective, and I didn't like them. And now I've completely changed. Now to me, it's more fun than anything just to get in a helicopter and fly around and kill guys. And I've never really thought that would, you know, pull me away from the first-person shooter side of this game. Man, I really like it now. It's just, it adds a whole other dimension to the game I just never experienced before in any other kind of game. And you see here, I'm trying to repair this guy. He's kind of a pad pilot, but he finally gets settled down here. And this is again why you want to be engineer class. But again, the vehicles here just add a whole other dimension to this game I've never had in Call of Duty before. And you've seen my videos before. You've seen what I've said about Modern Warfare 3 and how disappointed I am with it. And this is coming from a former Call of Duty fan. I mean, that's all I used to play. And now that I've played this game, I'm just like, it just amazes me the attention to detail in this game. I've never experienced anything like it before. And I mean, the graphics alone, if this being a console game, is just, I mean, these are damn good graphics. I think. I mean, just amazing. This game. It just never ceases to amaze me. Again, the attention to detail, the environment, the destruction environment, the fires, and this. Oh man, I just love this game. Just can't get enough of it. There you can see my excellent piloting skills there. Yeah, that is bad luck. But that's the end of the match, guys. You can see the score here. Appreciate you watching. Like the video if you want to subscribe, please. And of course, I'll have more videos to come here in the future. And just released a video about the best weapon attachment. Look that one up on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.